Emmanuel City Mission is a daytime sanctuary and has been here in South Brisbane since 2010. It's been an incredible journey being able to provide daytime services to people who need them at various seasons of their life and within the context of their struggle and need. We've set our eyes towards exploring what does it look like for Emmanuel City Mission to offer night sanctuary in the context of its history of day sanctuary. For 16 hours, people are isolated. It's hard to know where to go, what to do when you've got very little or nothing. We'll experience that tonight firsthand, and we'll look to understand that need, understand that journey in the context of what we set our eyes towards in light of our future here at Emmanuel City Mission. I wanted to make this video and have this experience, this just to help give people like myself just an insight into why a person or why homelessness exists in a society such as ours.
Hard thing is, you got to be on guard all the time. One eye open, someone might rob you, someone might bash you, and might not end up dead. Someone who's got hatred for you might walk past for no reason, and you can be moved on. You can be treated like you're a non-person, and that is not cool in anyone's book, especially God's book. So stay safe, you find a quiet spot. I've slept in spots that not many people are going to go in because I know I'm not going to get any trouble. And it gets old, it gets boring after a while. And I'm not really out here because I chose this. Don't judge us just because we're out here like that. A lot of us didn't choose this. But if this has happened to you, if you're a victim or a villain of circumstance, then, well, you just have to do that.
Jake took us to a place yesterday, and I'll leave it anonymous, but a place well known to this community, and I've heard it spoken about before. Yellow. Yellow is its first name. Everyone else will know. But yeah, just this thin place of chaos, absolute chaos, and after hours madness. Sanctuary for some, I guess. There's beds there, and people have clearly lived in this old venue, been vacant forever. Jacob, it was his pad for a long time. We're up close and personal in there, but we got open needles everywhere. We got all different drug paraphernalias and apparatus everywhere. We got stolen goods. We got, just strange content, strange paraphernalias just all throughout the place. And then there's a bed here where someone's living, and there's just a smell of death. And as I walked around one of the corners, and there's a thin place. It just feels like childhood trauma. It feels like all the stuff that I've heard at the front door, all the madness, people being mistreated, and it felt like that, If I was to say, well, give me something, take me to a place where it summarises the 15 years of 7 a.m. opens and what it could look like, when it comes to the darkness that people speak of on after hours, and geez, that venue captures it, eh? But the naked eye won't capture it. But that was a hectic place, man. I can't talk about it much more, to be honest with you. That was a wild place. I felt that place, man. And then we got to see the beauty, an hour later. It'll be a take home for me, and a lesson that I'll take forward from this very special night is just the importance of a non-judgmental society, first and foremost, that being the baseline of every interaction, from the professional world to the marginalised world. being kind with those who clearly are in a season of struggle. In the central areas, those who are clearly rough sleeping, whether it be a body that's lying in a public space, being kind, being non-judgmental, going easy on that person in having to move them to a more secure site or a place where they cannot be. We get into Roma Street and it's, it's like the epicenter of street community and life, and it's buzzing, it's humming. There's sitting with all the Koori fellas out the front of the, Turbid House, and that's a hostile joint, that one, where it's just again a thin place. But again, come sit down, Rob. They didn't recognise with the bucket hat, and they realised I may as well be with family. You know what I mean? I'm treated better by them than some people are their own families and their own blood. And come sit down, brother. And it's just wild. If you looked at it with the naked eye, you'd think, far out, we're in deep here. But if you knew what we knew about City Mission, knew what we knew about these streets, and the facade of facial tattoos, the facade of track marks and sores, the no shoes and no shirts, the dirty hands, the busted fingernails, the severed limbs. If you looked at that with the naked eyes, you'd be like, far out, this is wild. We're gonna get in trouble real soon. Not even close. Not even close. This was warmth, this was community, this was friendship, this was long term, this was loyalty.
What do you reckon about the upstairs at the venue? And if we get that going, obviously there's a percentage of people that will never stay there. But of the ones that want to get off the street and want a free night, it's like a glorified Murray Watch where you can go there in short notice. What do you reckon of that? If it's nice, the rooms, how does that help?
Oh, give them a decent bed to sleep in for the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's somewhere where they can go and have shit like the showers upstairs and whatever.
It's got most of this mob town sleeping rough. Most of them?
Mate, I would say 90% of everyone that's here will be sleeping rough tonight.
Yeah, okay.
What
are we talking? Park benches, tents, what's on the ground?
Wherever they can find it.
Soundtrack that's the soundtrack of our lives, brother.
We headed back to what we knew, which was South Brisbane, and the whole time you're just aware, it isn't just worried about other streeties giving you a hard time or your possessions being in question. It's also just members of the public that have drunken or wayward, or fast cars or fast scooters. The amount of scooters that almost got hit by last night, and all different sorts of safety considerations, all different sorts of just things to be aware of when it comes to your guards up. You're even being moved on by the security guard at 1 a.m. That was demoralising because it was done with such hostility. I felt like an animal being moved on, rather than someone saying, hey mate, would you, just a little bit of compassion and consideration. It was much more cold, callous and mechanical, transactional, and I don't know, I just think in all facets of community we can do humanity much more dignified than certainly that experience was.
Literally sort of do feel like you're on the bones. Sorry, mate. Do feel like I'm on the bones of the night. There's no services around that you can just go into. It's where I the idea of night sanctuary, just even if you get wind of it and you're in the valley, you can still be there in an hour and put your head down and wow. I suppose I'm just thinking how good that would be right now for both me and Jakey, just to roll into something like that where the heat's off you straight away. But as far as where we're going to go, we're going to do, are we safe, someone can jump on us. I'm so tired that I actually don't really care now. I can see why people don't care. You just lose. So for me, I can't think of anything better. Kicking back on this bench right here.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I'm just so grateful for my brother Jake tonight. He's just give me some real insights and some real reality checks around what we're doing, and the whole, I'm just really feel like it all says the same thing, which is there needs to be somewhere to go. What do you, if I'm struggling to go, where do you go? What do you do? How many others are doing that?
You know, I hear people talk about ECM from a visitor perspective, and there's always an overwhelming gratitude at the front door for the most part, and I haven't fully understood that until this morning, really, when I woke up and Jacob said to me, hey man, it's cool, we can go down and see old mate down at this place. He was referring to ECM. One thing we could bank on was that City Mission was going to be open, and I was grateful for, in a new way, a fresh way, a way that I haven't been able to fully understand before, but the penny fully dropped for me this morning. We experienced the width and breadth of after hours living for someone who's rough sleeping in our city. In light of that, night sanctuary could be an answer for those who wish to pursue that safe, dry, secure location at short notice. When circumstances are frayed, situation becomes out of control at short notice, and there is somewhere. We want to close the gap on those 16 hours and look to provide night sanctuary in this city. We can't do it alone. Please help us if you can.
Emmanuel City Mission means sanctuary to me, and a lot of other people, we depend on this. We don't have this, we're in a world of trouble, mate. So please, can you weigh in? Because our mate here needs the funds to keep it going and take it onwards and upwards. So come on, weigh in for people, please. I've always been me, and sometimes people need to look beyond this, because we might carry on and swear and that, but we're still people, and I haven't changed those principles. I might be a bit rough. Yeah, I got some scars, but like Henry Rollins says, they're just decals on the chassis.